Now, Labour is pledging to invest more in specialist teachers as part of its plan to be the party of high and rising standards.
Well, in a speech to the National Association of Head Teachers, the Shadow Education Secretary will say that the party will focus on breaking down barriers to opportunity.
Well, let's speak now to Bridget Phillipson, who joins us from Westminster. Good morning to you. Really, really good to have you with us. So tell us more. This is a pledge for more teachers. Many people would say this is a very good thing. Where's the money coming from? And how's it going to happen?
Hello, good morning. Yes, Labour would end the tax breaks that private schools enjoy, and we'd put that money into delivering more teachers into our classrooms in our state schools. So that's £1.7 billion that will be raised by ending those tax breaks. Parents right now know that there's a real challenge where it comes to specialist teachers in our classrooms. So 1 in 4 physics lessons are not currently being taught by physics specialists. 1 in 10 in the case of maths. And obviously we had the Prime Minister recently saying that he wants young people to study maths until 18, but we don't have enough teachers at the moment to teach the children we currently have in our schools. That has to change. I want to deliver excellence for everyone because I know that education is how we make such a big difference to our children's life chances.
Into some sort of context for us, how have we reached a point where things like physics or French, German, DT, how can these not be taught by someone who's an expert in their field or has had specific training in that field? Because,
excuse me. Because over the course of the last decade, the government has presided over recruitment failure and a real challenge across our schools. So what schools are having to do at the moment when they're scrambling to find teachers to cover lessons is to call upon non-specialists to deliver those lessons because of the massive challenges that we're seeing around teacher recruitment and retention. And under Labour, that will change. We'll make sure that all children have access to specialist provision and that we deliver more teachers by ending those tax breaks on private schools.
Yeah, so let's pick you up on that point. So that the tax breaks on private schools, I mean, the spending money is essentially going to be raised from imposing VAT, right, on private schools. So that money would then go into employing 6,500 state school teachers. But there is research from the independent sector which shows 60% of parents would withdraw their children from private schools because they couldn't afford those increased fees. I mean, we're talking about £15,000 a year going up to £18,000 a year. Could this backfire?
Well, of course, that's what the private schools will say, but I'm afraid, frankly, their methodology, the data that they present is flawed and bogus. And if you look at the independent research that's out there, it doesn't back up their claims. The vast majority of children in our country go to state schools. My priority as Secretary of State would be to deliver a brilliant start in life for all of our children, the vast majority of whom go to state schools, and that's my priority.
How do you manage to actually get these people on board, though? Because it's one thing to announce it now. Should you be elected in the next 18 months or so, you're not going to really be able to bring much of this on stream before the next election, are you?
Well, of course, these things do often take time. That can be frustrating, but it's important that we get it right. Just yesterday, I was at the University of Sunderland, where I'm from, speaking with student teachers who are coming through there. They want to feel appreciated and valued for the work they do. They want education to be right at the heart of what we deliver as a country, about how we make our country a better place, a fairer place for everyone, and give our children the best start in life. And I think that, so many of our teachers feel that they've been not appreciated by the government, that their efforts haven't been recognised. And under Labour, that will change. We need to see a big shift in the priority that we attach to education. I know how much of an impact education had in my life, and I know that it is so important where it comes to transforming children's life chances. So a Labour government would deliver a shift in approach right overall to put education at the heart of our country once more, the way it isn't currently.
OK, does that mean then that you would pay the teachers what they want, those teachers who are threatening to go on strike?
Of course, pay is important. I recognise that, as our workload pressures and terms and conditions too. It's that sense of anger that so many teachers feel that they're not appreciated for what they're doing, and I think that's why we're seeing this unprecedented talk of that kind of industrial action. I can't make commitments so far out from an election about what that level of pay would look like under a Labour government. But I'm clear that if I was Secretary of State, I'd be round the table trying to stop that disruption, getting to an agreement, reaching a settlement, hammering that out. There's been a total failure from the government to be serious about negotiation. I mean, after all, we've had 5 secretaries of state in less than 1 year. And I think that tells you everything you need to know about how the government are not taking education seriously and haven't been serious about getting an agreement on pay.
Okay. Bridget Phillipson, really good to have you on the programme.